This is a tricky week. This feels a bit like zombie apocalypse. Okay. There's a lot of erraticness, a lot of emotionality in the air. People overreact, and there doesn't seem to be a break at all. It's like really exhausting for all of us. Welcome, everybody, to a weekly energy update and energy meditation. My name is Jona Bryndis, and I'm an energy therapist and life coach. And we are going to talk about what these energies of this week bring for us and how to deal with this as energetically sensitive, as empaths, perhaps. And then we're going to go into a deeper state of inner connection together in a 20-minute meditation from our Experience online course, where you can practice your energetic sensitivity and learn how to deal better with these things that you experience from within. We're doing this live every day, and on Fridays we talk about the collective situation, the overall energetic weather conditions, so to speak. This is a tricky week ahead of us, guys. Just really direct here. This feels a bit like zombie apocalypse. Okay. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but there's a lot of erraticness, a lot of emotionality in the air. People overreact. Yes, I can see your thumbs up. And there doesn't seem to be a break at all. This is just like really exhausting for all of us. And it's indicating to us that it's all about our emotional processing, our handling of emotions. It is totally okay to feel a momentary freeze, for instance, or it's totally okay to feel this overwhelming anger when somebody really steps over your bounds or is rude or, pushes you to a breaking point. All that is healthy and normal. But emotional processing informs you about how you are able to handle this. Okay, so most people don't have that kind of training, and whether you are energetically sensitive or empath or not, you're gonna have to deal with all that is basically surrounding you emotionally, and what comes in from within yourself. Basically, you have to deal with the interaction of emotion out there, and there is probably nothing that is more exhausting than emotions. Okay, so many of you are feeling a bit of a mind fog right now. It's like it's too much, and all you want to do is hunker down or hide or cave in. It's almost like it's pulling out sort of really, really old deep patterns in you. Usually, those kind of patterns, we call them trauma responses, or things that you didn't even know were there, that have to do with emotional validation, emotional, like feel good about yourself type of things, yeah, or attachment, as psychologists call this, where you kind of feel this feedback, okay, that you're okay, that everything is going to be all right, that you're doing well. This is the part that is not happening right now, and that's why I called it tricky, because we're kind of all up in the air as far as many things in life is concerned. There's so many things that are changing right now, and there's no certainty, and there's nobody there who says, oh, don't worry, it's all gonna be fine. So it's a bit of a challenge here for all of us, and really for all of us. Please remember this: these angry zombies out there that you see, where you may just shake your head and go into like utter disgust or contempt. Okay, these are all humans too. They all have emotions as well. They just never really learned how to properly deal with this. And why is that? Because it is our childhood where we learn how to deal with frustrations, how we learn to form resilience, how we learn to get past, these times where there's, not a really good security. Okay, so as energetically sensitives, you always need to be particularly aware of the fact that you're not just experiencing your own emotions, but you're also picking up on other people's emotions. Okay, and that means your discernment, your ability to know what's yours and what isn't, is the most needed skill right now. So in this next week, especially, it's probably the trickiest week of the month of July. You're gonna have to be very centered, very grounded. You're going to really have to know what's yours and what isn't, and also understand what is being shown to you in your own reactions. So this is really the time where you need to observe your own inner reactions and try to understand the purpose of this. What am I experiencing here? Why is my boss really triggering me? Why is my child really getting me on the edge? Why is traffic really getting to me? Why is all this, normal sort of human life so difficult for me? It's not because, they're all out there to get you. It's because everybody has to learn how to deal with those, new values, new boundaries, and reevaluate what they need and what they want. And this is where, our training comes in, because we already understand that when you are not really clear about what you need and what you want, it's very difficult to make a stance for yourself. Yeah, if you're still trying to be someone that you're not, then you are on shaky grounds. Okay, so the most important tip that I can give you here for this next week, regardless of where these challenges will occur in your life, is to who you are. And obviously this brings up, the biggest question in life: who am I and what is my purpose? So yes, this is the time to really go a little deeper and to ask yourself how to make sense of all these lessons and all that you have been experiencing in your life so far. So the mantra for July: this is what I need, this is what I want, because this is who I am, now needs to be augmented to: this is what I need, this is what I want, because this is who I am now. And the reason why the now is so important about this is because many of you cannot make sense of who you are, because you look back and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I do this earlier? Or, I have been doing this in a different way. I have been seeing my life in a different way. And why am I seeing this differently right now? And that makes you doubt yourself. You need to really understand that your entire life is one big sort of karmic script that is playing out. And when you understand, how these things are all there to help you grow, to help you understand yourself better, then you don't need to look back and say, oh my God, my life is so hard. And, I guess that's why it appears that everybody's against me. No, it's not. People aren't against you. Everybody's in here with the same task, and that is to find out who they truly are and to learn how to fully connect with their true self. So a different way of saying that is that it's really important for us now to step into this self-authority, to know who we are now, all right? And to look back and see how far we have come, and to focus on, all these lessons and all these learning experiences that have brought us to this point in life, and what we can do with this, right? So it's all about authenticity, guys. And how do we become more authentic? By connecting more with ourselves. This is like getting to meet yourself over again. Yeah, this is like literally stepping into a relationship with yourself. So instead of caving in or hiding this next week here from the 17th to the 23rd of July, go and date yourself, all right? Explore yourself. Be curious about all these things that you have discovered that were previously in the hidden. The things that you have become aware of. Stop looking back and judging. Yeah, stop judging yourself for what you didn't see or didn't do before. The reason why you couldn't see it before or couldn't do it before was because you didn't know. So come to terms with this. You are now more mature. You are now, here with the awareness of today, and you need to look at what you need now, what you want now. And this, of course, leads to growth, because you have to make a stance for who you are right now. So when you were with your family, for instance, they always judge you by who you were. And I don't know if you have the same problem as I do, but when you talk to your parents, they literally see you like a 10-year-old or 13-year-old or 5-year-old, right? And I'm 55, guys. I'm not 10 years old more. And I had, a really big learning curve in my life. So whatever it is that my mother uses as the image that she has in her head about me is completely outdated. But that's okay, all right? Because I'm not, the 10-year-old that needs her to, validate me anymore, all right? So this is why I have no problems with letting go of this. But this is where many of you get stuck, okay? Other people cannot really feel what you are feeling. So you need to understand that what you are feeling is your reality. It is your truth. And most of you get in trouble with yourself because you are fighting against your own reality. You're fighting against yourself because you still want that validation. So you're seeing yourself through the eyes of others. And then what you're feeling from within doesn't match up. And in that conflict, you get stuck. You get inauthentic. You get fake. And from an energetic point of view, you get weak. Because now you're not really making a stance for yourself anymore. You're making a stance for a projection of yourself. And projections don't just increase what you absorb from others, they also make you weak. Make you weak in your self-authority. So when I said emotional processing, obviously this is a big subject. It's all about you learning how to really connect with yourself and what you truly feel. And when people disrespect you, or when they step over your bounds, making a stance for yourself doesn't mean to go out there and hunt them down or eradicate them. Other people have feelings too. So emotional processing is not the same as self-loathing or self-centeredness. Emotional processing means you becoming aware of how you deal with your emotions in conjunction with yourself and others. This is not the time to be oversensitive. This is not the time to forget that other people go through all these inner child things too, all right? But it's also not the time to excuse everything, or just because it's always been that way, to continue sucking it up or letting yourself being treated like a doormat. Sometimes you'll find that situations, work situations maybe, or family gathering situations or relationships are no more real. They're based on something, maybe, or an image of yourself that you saw way back then. And you are no longer that. So the best might be to just walk out, and instead of continuing to wear yourself out to make it work. Becoming a better coper is not what emotional processing means. Coping, yeah, like trying to make whatever challenges you go away, yeah, is a survival mechanism that is just supposed to make you get by. It is not emotional process. In fact, it's actually the opposite. Yeah, I sometimes call it copium, all right, because it puts you into this place of believing that you're dealing with something, but you're not. You're not really forming good emotional resilience. Emotional resilience comes from actually understanding what is needed to be felt at a certain moment. And when you feel that extreme anger or extreme frustration or even desperation is coming up, then don't try to meditate it away, or do something like Netflix binge watching or whatever you do to not feel. Go into it, breathe into it, feel into it, okay, and ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? Yeah, and how do I truly feel about this today? Because patterns and loops and all these pre-programmed things that we've acquired in the course of our life, they are not actually showing us anything. They are just sort of executing an automatism. So when you're on autopilot, that's when you have to pay most attention. This is not the time to fall into your summer sleep. This is the time to wake yourself up, to shake yourself awake, and to make a stance for you. The main energy here next week is something like a strict mom energy, okay? So it's this shift into like, okay, we really got to deal with reality now. What is the situation? What do we need to do? Let's break this down into steps. Let's do the step one, let's do baby steps here, one at a time. Start with the simplest task. This is really, really important for you. That you don't need to know the whole entire plan, but that you have something like a strategy when things get overwhelming. And the strategy cannot be coping things away. Okay, coping things away does not allow you to see truth, and ultimately it doesn't allow you to feel your true self. Yeah. So energy management is the key for next week, because it allows you to catch things earlier and have something like a working concept, yeah, to deal with when things arise, like a baby step. Yeah, like what can I do right now to shift my energy? Or what can I do right now to become more present? What can I do right now to just breathe through this onslaught of emotions, or through this, like say, confrontation, this power struggle that I feel within with other people or myself? Yeah, so you really need to stay present here and recover or uncover what was previously hidden or unconscious to you, or what you used to kind of just give away, or what was taken away from you. So yeah, it is also a week where you will feel quite a bit of trauma responses, but only to teach you how to grow from them. Yeah. All this, I know, sounds like a lot of work, and it is, which is why it's so important for you to, look back and see how far you've come. Many of you who work with me here in the Sacred Self-Healing Experience, or the Heart Warrior program, or as energy coaching clients, you have come in a phenomenal way, right? And from a place where you were unable to feel yourself, where you were not able to even connect with your feelings, and look at where you are right now. Yes, it's a lot of work, but most people, they arrive at this level of consciousness that you have already basically, you know, made a stop at, yeah, in the, say, midterm of your life on their deathbeds. Okay, so you are really here now to change that. And this is kind of like the energy for all of us here on this planet, is that we have this reset now. It's like a grounding, it's like a reality check. Okay, and all you really need to do is to change your perspective, to change your perception, yeah, to change your approach, knowing that whatever it is that you have done as individual or we as collective in the past isn't working, and that's okay. Yeah. Now, as a consequence of this, many of you will also go through some kind of detox, physical detox, emotional detox, meaning lots of releases, issues with your digestion, issues with your immune system, issues with, just your emotional and energetic immune system, okay, where you feel these extremes, these ups and downs all the time. Okay, the best way to handle that from an energetic perspective is to go full frontal and go detox. All right, do a little light fast in this next week, yeah, where you just eat liquid food, for example, juices and broths, yeah, where you tame your ego a little bit and focus your energies on a new regimen or a new discipline that can help you to feel a little lighter. Many of you have to be a little more gentle with yourself as well, because this strict mom energy, as a matter of fact, is also this energy that can make you feel safe. Yeah. I mean, we want our mom to say, hey, it's all good, and, come here and everything is fine. And that is the part that you need to be with yourself. But the strict mom energy is also the one that makes you feel secure and protected. Okay. And that requires you to be a little more disciplined than you have been so far. Yeah, that's what strict moms ask their kids to do. Okay. Yeah, so a loving, empathic, strict mom. That's the image that you can keep in your head for, what this energy here in this next week will feel like, even if you didn't have that kind of mom. But I think you can all connect with what I want to say. Yeah, so this is the official energy forecast or update here for this next week, week 30. We have a few minutes now where we can share how are all these elements or these aspects that I brought forward here in like light speed, so to speak, how are they translating in your life? I saw a lot of thumbs up and a lot of hearts here in this live presentation, so I'm assuming that you guys are experiencing some of these things that I just mentioned, these challenges or things that have to do with emotional validation. Does anybody want to share in your own words how you're perceiving this through your eyes or through your heart? What are some of the challenges that you are experiencing right now?
Hi, this is Becky.
Hey, Becky.
Hi. Yeah, I can feel a lot of the emotions and my kind of old patterns of responding to avoiding and the mentalism that comes in and the need to distract and instead of kind of being present, and that kind of has been coming in the past few days, and
How do you
I
remind
can.
yourself to stay present?
It's a great question. Oh, it's for me a lot about reminding myself to, one, freeze and kind of stand still and focus on grounding, focus on my energy grounding, and kind of bringing myself back to me. Because it can go into like other people and conversations that I've had, or all these different places and stuff. And it's been trying to bring myself back to me.
So instead of freezing, which is what you've identified as a pattern that you have, right, where you just want to hide, you remind yourself to breathe, and you said stand still. I like that, like to not needing to react right away, to just like maybe take a moment. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
like a pause.
Like a pause. Yeah, that's very smart and very effective, actually. Really, just to, like how strict mom always used to say, maybe not your mom, count till 10. Yeah. The counting to 10 has a lot of scientific validity to it, because it takes about 6 seconds for a human to get past an emotional attachment. Yeah. It takes about a second and a half to get past a mental attachment. Yeah. So our thoughts will fire all kinds of, judgments, assessments, and so forth in a much faster pace than we will be able to shake off emotions. Yeah. Which is why it's smart to stand still for a moment, because for you to even feel what you're feeling takes longer than to hear the thought come in. Yeah. And the thought is kind of like this constant commentator on things. So before you've even had a chance to feel
everything,
it's already commenting in the background. Okay. And
then when I let go of that, then it's commenting something else. It's just kind of like,
It's a very, very good tip. Thank you for sharing, Becky. Yeah, it seems so simple, and it is, but it's not easy in that situation. This is a baby step. This is what I just mentioned. And this is also discipline to a certain degree, because you have to be willing, to stand still, like you just said, Becky, and before you can act, you need, to fully know what you stand for, what the problem is. Yeah? Like, say, when people attack us, when they say something degrading or disrespectful, or when they act disrespectfully, right? First, we need a little moment to even recognize how that is not okay. Yeah. We get so easily caught up in, oh my God, I need to defend myself, or I need to fight back, without even, sort of reflecting on the overall situation. Yeah. Sometimes when people attack us, or when they degrade us or disrespect us, we don't need to react. We can just say, this is very disrespectful. Yeah. Or when we have already sort of gained a little more self confidence in using our words, our communication, to say, wait, what you just did or said felt really degrading. Is that how you meant it? So sometimes we can also clarify things, because remember, you're not the only one with emotions, okay? And oversensitivity, and especially when you are empathic, kind of pulls you into this bubble of your own sensitivity, and makes you forget that other people have emotions too, and feelings, and sometimes they're not good at communicating them. Yeah. So us sort of standing still for a moment and just asking, is this how you meant this? Yeah, can help to clarify things. So remember, the overall task for the month of July is clarity. Yeah. And here in this next week, clarity needs to come in conjunction with or in interaction with others. It's not enough, yeah, to just know where we are at and how we got here. It's really important now to let the world know, yeah. And when we are experiencing something that's coming in from the outside, and this is where the emotional processing comes in, yeah, we need to form a new way of dealing with this, a new approach. And that can only be done if we are able to do what you just described, Becky, to stand still for a moment and actually feel what we're truly feeling, to make the unconscious conscious. And sometimes it's actually okay when you have a good connection with someone to say, whoa, that just like completely triggered my inner child. Okay, I'm like, give me a moment, let me just process this. All right, or I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this right now because I just went into a freeze. Yeah, sometimes this can be very liberating and also very connecting in conjunction with dealing with hurt feelings with loved ones. Any other ways this is maybe translating for you guys right now? Who of you is experiencing something like really feeling sort of the heaviness of all this emotional insecurity in the world, sort of more like a global type of thing? Yeah. This is basically the part here for you as energetically sensitives and empaths to wake up to as well. Okay, it's not all just about you. Okay, but for you to become able to form new concepts, new approaches, and better way of dealing with things, all right, you're gonna have to see that you are, per design, okay, put here in conjunction with others, meaning that this emotional processing and the communication and the clarity about who you are and what the purpose is, the deeper meaning of you being here, all right, what that or how that can make sense for you, yeah, because that's where you then gain strength. That's then where you understand that this isn't a conspiracy against you. No, there is a bigger task. Those of you who are parents or who have built a company or an organization, you may be able to relate to this better, because this isn't just about you and your well-being. There's a greater well-being, or the awareness for what's best for the greater good needed. But without you in your world, it can't work. So it's finding this balance between your needs and your wants and who you are and what you are trying to accomplish here, and the harmony with those people that are involved with this. Okay, I always say to people who get so wrapped up in being afraid of making mistakes, that your life is not going to happen without you. Okay, so it's really important that we get into this internalized place where we realize we are the main actors, we are the script writers, and we are the directors of our life. Okay, without us, it's not happening. Without us, we just turn into one of those zombies that you observe out there, who are just basically, tagging along with this sort of hive mind, or, no longer really present in themselves. Okay. Yeah, let's experience this together now. Let's go into a place of deeper connection and just standing still and taking a few moments just to arrive within yourself. So you were just listening to an energy meditation from the 24-step experience online course with 24 of those. Come with workshop and exercises to help you experience yourself from within yourself and learn tools how to better express and understand yourself. Guys, get through this week, with this stern or strict mom energy, and you've just experienced what this can feel like from within. It's actually your true self that has that energy, whether you are a male or a female. So allow that come in, and if some of these things that are going to happen on the outside now, lots of dramas in the world, issues with the financial markets, issues with the crypto market, okay, understand that all that is necessary to go through, okay? So it's a reset month, so understand that, all this internalization is not there for you to become self-centered or, to go into desperation, but to learn from it and see how far you've already come. All right, guys. I see you next week. Enjoy the daily sacred self with all these wonderful facilitators who are doing these energy meditations here on Skype every day. Thank you. Bye-bye.